Okay, now. Nick will tell you, my bio is pretty simple, Kustok. When it's any sport, the bigger I can be, the faster I can be, I'm about it. Size is important. The only one said size wasn't important was a real small guy.
What do slow guys say?
Oh, yeah, speed is overrated. I'll be damned.
Right.
Don't tell me. I wish I had a little more speed.
Right.
But I would have to say in this, because of just overall arm talent, I believe both of them have big-time arms. I got to go with Kyler. And just because he has performed at a higher level in high school and in college. And in college, he showed me that he could go through some adversity. He had to make the decision in trying to manage, do I play baseball, transferring to another school, sitting behind a quarterback who's good, but Kyler believed he was better than Baker. So imagine now him sitting there that whole year, not being able to say anything, and the numbers he put up, he was actually a better quarterback, better numbers than Baker Mayfield. So for me, Tyler, Texas, I think he's from Tyler, Texas, one of the winningest high school players we've ever had in the state of Texas, maybe the best high school player in Texas.
Yeah, ever. Texas history.
To me, that over the long haul, even though he's a smaller guy, I would have to say Kyler. I'm going with Kyler because I believe that their football minds are relatively the same. I've seen some things with Kyler earlier in the year that make him, he's a little more tougher than I thought he would be. So I'm going to go with Kyler because I just believe he has more overall talent than Danny Dimes.
And just real quick on the high school and college stuff for Kyler. I was living in Texas when Kyler was a high school player there. It was like Paul Bunyan stories. It was, I mean, the way, and by the way, Texas high school football fans are not easily impressed now.
Nope.
I mean, they're used to same high school, I think, at Andy Dalton and Drew Brees, and then you're used to having
not in the history of the school, not in the history of a class.
No,
he might be the best high school player in the state of Texas football history.
Which is and then what he did at Oklahoma is the only reason a guy his height has any chance of being in this discussion. Because you guys know I didn't want to be, but I was skeptical of Kyler coming into the league because I'm skeptical of anyone trying to be the first person to ever do something. One day someone's going to be like, I'm a walk on Mars, and I'm going to doubt them until we see them do it because no one's ever done it. That's what Kyler's trying to do. I'd still far rather have him than Daniel Jones because we can only evaluate guys based on what they've done. And Kyler, Cris mentioned in high school and college been better, and in the pros he's been better.
I thought you would go to the pros. That's why I
mean, and
20
Kyler, by the
completions
way,
every game.
And Kyler, by the way, is getting better. Kyler it's not every week gets better, but his arrow is pointing up to a degree. Daniel Jones' first game that he started, his quarterback rating was 112. The second game was 78. Third game was 65, and this last game it was 35. His interceptions, he went from 2 touchdowns, 0 picks in his first game to 3 touchdowns, 6 picks in his most recent game. He's got a fumbling issue. Now, I understand that the Giants have been as bereft of talent as any team in the league since he's taken over. Saquon has never played a full game with him. They've had wide receiver injuries. And I am at least slightly more optimistic on Daniel Jones now than I was when he was drafted because I didn't know if he would ever have a game like he had that first game against Tampa. So he has shown me.
And he's got a big-time arm.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He has shown me he can make some throws.
Yes.
But even though he's, 9 inches taller, 8 inches taller than Kyler, I think Kyler's overall talent, athleticism, wins the day, so to speak. Now, I think both these guys got an uphill battle. I think Daniel Jones has an uphill battle, and I think Kyler does because of the size, but I'd rather have Kyler.
I think you make a great point, too, looking at the progression. Even if we just started evaluating them from week number 1 when Kyler started and Daniels when his first start, his first start, week number 3. The offense in Arizona has changed. They weren't utilizing a tight end, any type of heavy formation. They were very college-like the first few games. As you can see, the next few games, they've changed a little bit. It's starting to look more like an NFL team. Let's bring a little tight end in here. Let's be very more familiar so we can protect the quarterback. So him doing different things. I don't think that was the best offense for him the first 2 or 3 weeks of the season. Now he's doing some different things and still getting better. So his arc is not going down. It's continuing to go up.
Yeah, how much of this progression will come along with the fact that he's with a first-year head coach and Cliff Kingsbury and him figuring out the league and what he wants to do against different opponents and defenses, along with Kyler trying to figure everything?
Yeah, they're both learning along the way. They do have a great relationship. I did speak to Larry Fitzgerald. I speak to him about every other week, and an update on Kyler and on Arizona and what they're doing. They did a great thing for Kyler because initially they named him the starter. There was no competition. So when he comes into the building, even though he might have the coach with the least experience, he's more comfortable because the organization, the keys have already been handed over to him. Danny Dimes, do we know if he's the franchise quarterback with the Giants? Like, they haven't told him that. Yeah, they drafted him. Haskins, all these other guys are trying to be the franchise quarterback. Kyler, the owner, the coach, the general manager, the star player, and Larry Fitzgerald, all of them had already anointed Kyler that.
And Kyler, and it's inflated because of the offense they're running, because they are so pass-heavy. But he's now played 6 games. If he plays the full 16-game season at this pace, he's going to have a 5,000-yard season. 4,400 passing is what he's on pace for, 600 rushing. There's only 10 quarterbacks ever that have had a 5,000-yard season. In fact, no, I think there's only been 10 quarterback seasons, fewer than 10 quarterbacks, because Brees done it a few times, Stafford done it a few times. So his raw counting numbers are off the charts. His efficiency numbers need to improve. But he has, over that same 4-week stretch that I mentioned, Daniel Jones' quarterback rating has gone down each week. Kyler's gone 74 to 78 to 87 to 128. He's coming off the best game of his career. Daniel Jones coming off the worst game, both of their very young careers. I think Kyler was the better player coming in. I still feel that way.
It's going to be fun watching Sunday.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.